But to answer your question, I feel like we're in this beginning of this renaissance. You know, like we have a lot of black women who are on the forefront of creating shows. We have a lot of black risk takers who are like doing who are more genre pushing. Yeah, we're just not sticking to like just like ghetto love stories and everything like that. You know, we're doing more like dramas, more science fiction. You know, we're doing all these different genres where we see ourselves and we can inspire others to do so. I think we're like in the beginning of something great?
Alrighty, what up, you guys? I'm Bryson Smith.
And I'm Javin, and this is Who Cares? Woo!
Okay, if you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by on the channel. We talk about controversial topics and we kind of just go from there. And we have a guest on the show. This is his second time back. I'll let him introduce himself again.
Second time here. Yeah.
You could let him know your name, where you come from, and all that stuff.
I was going to get to that point. I just don't know what to say. You know,
it's all good.
I feel it's privileged to be here a second time, so I'm like nervous again. But my name is Ramsteez. I go by the name Ramsteez. From Riverside, California. Yeah.
That's what's up. Well, today's topic, we Ramsteez, or I'll just call him Ramsteez because I know him by that. We were going to talk about, or he wanted to bring up the influence of black culture in horror films. I never thought about this personally, but I'm interested into knowing where this came from you. Like, how did this come about? This particular topic, because this was completely new to me. Like, do you feel like there's a lack of influence in horror films when it comes to black culture?
No, I just feel like the influence now is just starting to become more realized and popular. Because, like, growing up, I've always watched horror movies. I've always loved horror movies. Even though sometimes I get scared shitless. And I'm just like, okay, that shit was scary, but, I love it. But when I was watching, I was just like, dang, there's not enough black people watching these movies and partaking in these movies.
Right.
When I'm like, this is a great opportunity, to showcase black talent and historical figures and influence and all that. I'm like, there's a lot to do with horror film.
So you feel like there's a lack of that?
Yeah, there was a lack of it, but now in I would say like recent years, like from 2017 to like now.
Oh, because what, like Jordan Peele?
Yeah, when Get Out came out.
That was a big thing, yeah.
Yeah, it was a huge thing, and now everybody's trying to jump on the train like, damn, black people can make horror movies.
That's funny.
If you haven't seen any of Jordan Peele's films, do that.
You guys should really do that.
They're very good. Get Out and Us.
And I know he said he wants to do four horror movies total, so he has 2 more he wants to do before he stopped. That's what he said, yeah.
Isn't he helping with the Candyman remake?
Yeah, he is.
I'm excited about that. I'm so excited about that.
Lovecraft Country is really good, too.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like horror-ish. Honestly, like now that I think about it, it's a great show. I think that it's getting better within the past recent years as far as like black people in horror films, because I never really crossed my mind though when you had first mentioned it. Even when you were talking about like the voodoo stuff, what you said comes from Africa or something, right? Because that's a religion in Africa.
Yeah, well, voodoo is it's the main religion in Haiti.
Haiti. Okay.
Yeah, most of his roots came from like West Africa and everything, but it is the main sources from Haiti, and a lot of like horror elements that we see today,
like zombies, right?
Like zombies, human possession, human sacrifices, and all that. We generalize the religion of voodoo in order to create horror movies.
They don't typically, I think, even ever do human sacrifice, by the way. Voodoo is largely misrepresented in the media. It's not.
It really is. They don't do that.
There's this YouTuber I watch. I forget her name. I'm so sorry. But I'm going to try to find that video. She's she's like a blogger on YouTube and stuff. But she's actually Haiti herself, and she was talking about how voodoo isn't even a bad religion, and the Western civilization basically paints it as being something bad. I will find that video and put it in the description.
Yeah, when Haitian slaves came to America, well, not America, when slaves were brought to Haiti and the French, they were colonized Haiti. They were forcing them to baptize into the Roman Catholic religion.
Oh, okay.
So in order to like practice their main religion, they found a way to they found similarities between Catholicism and voodooism, and they just made it work.
Yeah, that actually happens a lot in history between
it's
cultures.
Voodoo is not supposed to be like, oh, it's like this demonic force thing. No, when it's actually like, it's similar to like.
Be good.
There it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
I was wondering, I'm like,
Technical
is your voice
difficulties.
just like soft or
Yeah.
I didn't think so. Okay, yeah, we're good
I
now.
mean, I can't put on a soft voice like sound like Hennessy.
No. Yeah, so you were saying during the colonization they synchronized their religions and that affected Louisiana voodoo.
Wow, see, I didn't even know this.
New Orleans. Yeah.
Well, that's a different form.
It is different. Yeah.
In New Orleans, they call it hoodoo.
Oh,
And
really?
that's where we get all the stuff that we see because the public of Louisiana they took a liking to voodoo.
Okay.
And they just took all the bad stuff that they heard about it, and they were like, "Oh, snaps! I can make this and I can make that, and I could make money from it."
Yeah, that's
so
true.
And then is that how is that the reason why we see like voodoo in cinema in movies these days, and they make money off of it, portraying it in a bad way though.
yeah,
The only exception being maybe the Princess and the Frog, the animated one.
I still haven't seen that movie. What happened in it though? I really haven't.
Kidding me
Man,
right
almost
now?
everyone see Princess and the Frog.
What's up?
Everybody see that movie.
I'm not everyone.
We're gonna talk about black influence on media, and you haven't seen Princess.
I know, right?
I can't believe you.
I haven't seen that movie.
Man.
Wait, no. What happened in that movie though? Like,
So she gets turned
go
to
for
a
it.
frog.
oh, okay, I know that. Of
Yeah.
course, yeah. Is that because of voodoo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Or that movie's represent, but they also have.
I guess
a
they've done it.
character-
That sounds like it'd be done in a lighthearted way then.
Yeah.
Well, the main antagonist is he's a bad person and he does voodoo. But then there's a good character called Mama Odie, and she represents the positive aspect of voodoo. And I actually think that movie does really well balancing those themes.
Okay.
Again, not accurate to actual voodoo, but in terms of portraying voodoo in a positive light, that movie does better than most. Yeah.
off topic though, I feel like
Go for it.
she could have been a black princess throughout the whole movie. I was like,
because she was a frog.
throughout the whole movie.
That was,
like,
you know what? Yeah.
That is my biggest complaint of
wait,
that movie.
what?
I remember hearing
Why did
about
she
that.
have to be a fucking frog?
I remember
there's
hearing
another
about
way
that.
There's better ways
man.
of dealing with that situation.
So like realistically, how much was she a black princess throughout the how
I'm
many
gonna say
minutes?
about 30 minutes.
Are you serious?
Maybe less. That's highballing.
She got
Wow.
15 minutes of blackness. I was like- and the whole time we saw her black, she was struggling.
Oh no, this is bad.
I was like,
And when they
was like,
showed her
Well, she
being,
has to struggle. Like the main character has to struggle.
when they
That's
showed
what
her
it-
No,
being
she was- I
successful
mean-
too,
You
it
said
was in
what?
a different animation. They couldn't even show her straight up being successful. Like it was in
Damn.
okay, they did at the end. We're
Oh,
just
man.
we're nitpicking, but like
I don't even know if I want to see
maybe-
this movie anymore.
it's a good movie.
I'll
Bryce.
watch it.
no, it's still a good movie. I mean, Disney did this thing. But I was just like, damn,
Boy.
Okay, so
she was a frog.
when it comes
Whole
to
time.
when it comes to the influence of black horror films, is voodoo the only thing?
No.
Well, what else is there?
I mean,
I'm curious. I'm really curious to know like what else do we have to offer as far as horror?
I feel like just black stories in general are one of the most interesting stories that we have in America. And I mean, there's a lot of different cultures that are misrepresented in
Oh, yeah, of
America,
course,
You know,
yeah.
but just coming from my experience, I feel like black people have more to offer than what is seen. Like, people will always generalize black people like, just this ghetto stereotype. And like, they be like, oh, so you like this, you like that just because you're black. And I'm like,
Right.
it's not really like that. We have more to offer.
It's a culture, like
Yeah.
it's
Like,
a whole thing.
I'm trying to think of like, just back in the day, like during the Renaissance era, when we started learning jazz, when we created jazz and
Right.
blues and all that, how we were trying to survive in the Jim Crow era. Like,
So you're just saying you feel like there's more to offer in
yeah, just
within our people.
there is a lot more to offer. I mean, we could like blend like magical elements with our lives. Kind of like how you said with Lovecraft County, that one show.
Lovecraft
like,
Country. It's a good show.
Yeah, like we could.
Yeah, I hear what you're
blend
saying, yeah.
multiple eras in our life, and we could create like this new form of storytelling where people will see it and it could become groundbreaking and open new doors to other cultures to inspire them.
Would you
Because
say that's
we did-
already happening?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah,
I
it is happening.
right now. I
I feel like what you just said, you defined that Lovecraft, like literally, that's what it is.
Right.
Especially with the latest episode. But anyways,
But to answer your question, I feel like we're in this beginning of this renaissance. You know, like we have a lot of black women who are on the forefront of creating shows. We have a lot of black risk takers who are like doing who are more genre pushing. Yeah, we're just not sticking to like just like ghetto love stories. Or anything like that. You know, we're doing more like dramas, more science fiction. You know, we're doing all these different genres where we see ourselves and we can inspire others to do so.
Do you think?
I think we're like in the beginning of something great.
So do you think?
I agree.
That. So I guess black influence on horror to kind of focus in on it.
Right.
Do you think that it has to do with representation exclusively, or do you think there's more nuance? Do you think the black experience can change horror as it's typically been portrayed, or do you think it's just another, like, it's a story that's been told, it just needs more representation?
I feel like we kind of did that with Get Out, right?
Yeah, but is that a new story, or is that a story that just hasn't been told enough?
I feel like, it's a story that's been told to us.
That's what I was gonna say. Like that's a story. That's like a normal thing.
That's like you though, but
it was. That's
so true. I feel like that's what it is. Like I mean, there's a whole bunch of stories in the black communities where we could be like, we can make a story where you get pulled over for some bullshit, or you see somebody,
it's even like with Sorry to Bother You, not to cut you off, but it's like those are stories within our community, but they're just being put out to the forefront for the world to see.
Okay.
Like the white people voice thing. I don't know if you guys seen. That's like a real thing.
Sorry to Bother You. Great too.
Yeah.
Check it out.
It's really good. Man, I had such a good question. And
my bad, man. I was just trying to get it. I feel like I have to do it. It really was. Where's the freaking?
Oh, do you think
I like that one.
then that? Okay, so how well do you think it does that? So if this is 14 seconds long.
Gonna do
That's
that.
a long left.
I know, right? He was trying to talk.
This motherfucker not that funny. I'm like, damn. But
not on the podcast. My question was, you're talking about black horror as a way to portray experiences in the black community. Do you think it's effective? Do you think it actually explains that in a way that not only factually is correct, but also emotionally resonates with you? Do you think, for example, do you think me watching that movie would have a deeper understanding emotionally of what that experience has been like for people? You think it's effective in that way, or do you think it's different?
I feel like it's very effective because
I agree.
Wow.
There's a lot of stories where we see just a bunch of cases where you could say like innocent black man got shot, gunned down by police, or like in recent months, like black men are being shot just for walking.
Yeah.
I mean, like there's a lot of emotionality behind like each and every story. But what makes it scary is that it's raw.
Right.
It's like this raw take on human life, and it's not. And we don't have to create a monster when there's monsters in the world who look just like me and you. When we could form that in a horror genre, and that could create like a groundbreaking effect on people where we could see something on the screen and be like, damn, that was a good movie, but damn, the story.
Yeah. That's what Get Out was.
The story has to be. Yeah, it was a great story.
It was phenomenal.
Right? Yeah. Like me personally, I feel like horror movies, like if you have like a weak story, then
it's not gonna work.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. Yeah. Like last night, I just before I came here, I was trying to watch get my horror movies, on point. So I just I went out the genre a little bit. I saw this Thai movie called Shudder.
Yeah.
Shudder. Have I seen that?
Shudder came out 2004. It's on Netflix.
Which one is Shudder? Which one is that one about?
Oh man, damn. That's all I got to say.
I feel like I've seen it. I'm gonna look at it on my phone right now.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's about With the camera. Yeah, there's
We've
people
got
off screen,
people
by
off
the way.
screen.
Yeah.
Look at you on
There-
point. Look at
I
that.
should be a co-host, you guys.
No.
But
By the way, that's Scarlet
I
Senpai
have
back there.
my application, my car ready, bro. Come on. But so this movie's about this photojournalist, and he has this tragic hit and run on this dark night, you know, and while as he's taking pictures, he starts to see a spirit in his pictures, and this spirit is like haunting him. Yeah, that's it, but that's the white version. That's
okay.
But this spirit is haunting him in his pictures, and
Excuse the car.
and it's like she's unraveling like this dark secret that he's been harboring for all his life.
Okay.
And it's like the story just unfolds in like this unique way, and I saw it and I was like, well, the movie's very creepy. It really doesn't rely on jump scares,
Right.
Oh, thank
but
God.
it gets under your skin, and I
Right,
was
right.
like, as the movie finished, I was like, damn, I need to watch some SpongeBob right now. I was like, damn, that shit's scary. And I'm like, you know, we could do that with black people because
Oh,
like,
okay.
Do
you
think,
know,
Huh. Okay.
like
Keep going.
there's a lot of stories. I
Yep.
mean, like, I grew up with a lot of I grew up with sisters in my house, and just hearing black women tell me their lives, how they maneuver around the world. You know, I'm like, damn, like they
Scary
really do
shit.
that to you? Like they say
Yeah.
that to you? Like that's scary.
It could be a horror film.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm
Well,
like,
so don't you think that's like kind of the defining quality of black horror is that this is experience and you turn that experience into something horrifying to kind of represent that. Is that different from any other kind of horror? Do you think that's unique in that sense?
I think it is different because experience is like, you know, it's two kind of things where we take like a horror movie, say like The Thing,
Yeah.
and then we watch a movie like Friday the 13th Part 2. Like that's two different types of experience. Like for
Yeah.
The Thing, that
I see
experience is like, it's like, damn, who can I trust? It's like this paranoia, this dread. It's like you're feeling all these types of emotions. Whereas you watch Friday the 13th, you're just watching it for fun. You know, even though you see all these people brutalized and murdered in
Yeah.
the most gruesome way, you're still able to watch it and say, ha ha.
Yeah, just kind of laugh at it. like,
Yeah.
I have a
that's
question.
ridiculous.
So, outside of Jordan Peele, do you think that there are enough black writers that are writing black horror films?
I mean, outside of Jordan Peele, I don't know enough black writers.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's probably what it is.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, we're
and that's
not
the
writing
problem.
many horror genres, which I want
Yeah.
to. 'Cause horror is my favorite genre.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we're going to be starting with the Dark Bonds thing. We're-
Spoilers.
Yeah,
Secret.
we're working on
Yeah, you
this.
guys didn't hear nothing. We're going to bleep that out and post.
But yeah, I don't think there's enough black writers that are writing horror, which is why we don't see many. And
Yeah.
if I do, inform me, or if there is, like, inform me, because I haven't
Right.
seen them
I mean, there's
Yeah,
not.
please do. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't think there's a lot of black writers. I mean,
that are doing
yeah,
horror specifically.
Like if you want horror specific, film specific, like if you want to create,
it's
you know,
mostly
you gotta
like
write.
yeah, you got to write. It's most like comedy and drama,
Right? Yeah. And
mostly
it's like,
comedy and drama.
There's not enough like black writers. Okay, I guess a way to rephrase the question is: people have been writing since the dawn of time,
Right.
internally, externally, it doesn't really matter. So you know, during the Civil War, there is at least a couple black people, and I'm understating that.
Right? Yeah.
Thinking about their experiences, thinking about a life in a creative way. So what we're saying is writers that are out there of every shape and size and color. We need more of them to have their ideas out in the open. And I think Ramsteez said it nice where it's just like, we just don't know them.
Yeah.
And
We don't
we'd
know.
like to. You
They're out
deserve
there.
to have a platform.
but we
Black
don't know.
writers, right?
Right. Put it out there, and
Right?
our
Please
job
write.
as a community
It's
is
right
to
to do it.
accept the things they're pushing forward, because we need more black sci-fi writers. We need more black horror writers. We need
All
more,
that, yeah.
all of that representation.
And
But
message us if you want to hop on the show and just have us portray you. That would be dope, because like we don't have a problem doing that. We could
Please
talk
do.
about you and your writing and where it's headed.
Talk
who
to them.
cares? We care. Come on.
The
Yes,
most
sir.
corniest thing, but it works. But
The
it works.
more you
brand.
know.
But to get back to the original question, do you think black horror is different from like white horror or just horror in general? In the sense, I guess I should be more specific. horror like The Mummy or horror like when I represent voodoo in a horrific way, isn't that black horror? Why is that different from what we're talking about?
Yeah, cause it's different because like when we use like the voodoo and like the mummy, whether it's like the old 30s version or the Brendan Fraser version, my favorite one.
Your favorite?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that dude is
straight.
hard. But when we look at that, that's still like African culture, black culture, and it's different because we don't see black people in those movies, and yet it's still representation of our culture. Whereas if we take a black horror movie, we see a representation where there's more a relationship to it.
Right.
So it is
You know?
different.
So it's tremendously different. It's like you're watching this movie and it's not only an experience, but it's like it's almost say like, you know, you're watching yourself. You know, it's
Yeah,
like, damn,
you
I can
see
see
yourself.
myself in that position. Or it's like I can see somebody I know. I can see my cousin, my brother in that situation.
Which
Whereas
in a
you're
way-
watching another movie and it's like,
Yeah.
I wish I could be that.
I want to know, do white people feel that way?
I mean, probably like you know, with
Dude,
Marvel movies.
100%. No. In horror
Okay.
movies specifically, and I want to highlight the irony of why this is true. The Mummy, right? The idea behind why a mummy is terrifying is because a bunch of white people tomb raided and stole a bunch of shit, and then they got scared that there might be consequences. Bam, you've got the mummy. I'm not even kidding.
He's
Voodoo,
like, look,
the
man, I
reason-
just want my thing back so I can go back to bed. Like,
Dude.
come on, man.
Satan. Okay, here's an interesting thing. This isn't exclusively a white person thing, but I just the European culture has definitely affected America tremendously.
The
And so
world.
our fear of like Satanists. If you look at everything movies say about Satanists, Catholic people have done in the past.
Oh, I'm sure they have.
I mean the Catholic, like during the Dark Ages, like child sacrifice. They fucking did that. Do you know about the Children Crusades?
No.
I
Where
do
they
not know
said
about this.
God would protect the children, so they sent a bunch of children out to war and
Sounds like a
killed
cult.
them all. It's a
Sounds like a cult.
The Dark Ages is called the Dark Ages for a reason, and so that's what I'm saying. White
Somebody know
people
the
create
Pope's
their own.
number. We got to hit him up about this.
He is
I got some
super
questions.
sorry about it. He's super sorry about it. He wrote a letter and everything, so it's all fixed. The point
That's
is,
crazy.
white culture has always been afraid of itself,
Dang.
and so it sees itself as a monster, but doesn't want to acknowledge that, so it blames it on others. Voodoo,
Right, yeah.
same thing. It's exactly the same thing. So I like the idea that we can kind of shift that more towards representation, showing individual experiences rather than this pretentious, grand, we're better than you type horror.
But I do think that
Yeah.
we're getting there. I do think that things
yeah.
are getting better. There is
Really.
more representation of people of color, not just black people,
There is.
but
Yeah,
just-
there is. There's a
Asian,
lot.
like-
women, black
yeah,
women.
even
like,
on
yeah.
Netflix, there's this show. I don't know what it's called, but it's the lead actress is this Indian girl. Do you guys know what show that is?
Which one?
I don't even know what it's called. But
We're sorry.
my
Please,
point
if
is
you know what
that
you're
there's
talking about,
yeah.
you should.
My point is that there's more representation of people of color
Yeah.
True. Man.
Yeah,
on
and-
Netflix, on TV. It's getting better.
And
But I would like to
TV's
see,
getting better.
I don't.
as a whole,
TV
as
is
a
not
medium.
getting better.
Okay.
Wait, if we're talking
We can
about
talk about
representation as far as like people of color, yes. But in terms of like
Quality?
listen, when I get on TV, I get right off TV.
Damn.
Seriously, I'm on Netflix, YouTube, Prime Video.
That's
YouTube.
what I mean. I mean media.
Nothing
Like
on
that
cable.
Okay,
kind
that's
of
the new
media.
TV.
Sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah.
That's because when I sit down and watch HBO or something, I'm like not
Oh
on
no,
there.
no,
yeah.
like the act. Yeah, okay.
It's not. Yeah,
We'll get back to it.
Yeah, this is some bullshit.
for real. Like, why did I sit down on my sofa?
Damn.
Why am I here? Yeah. Cable's dead, and we're now
There we
doing
go.
subscriptions. It's the same. It's exactly the same.
Never mind.
Yeah, we don't need to slap
We don't-
check.
we don't-
We're laughing already.
So, to tie things up, what has been your favorite? I know there's not many, and we're working towards getting more. But what has been your favorite black horror film?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
my favorite, Candyman.
Candyman.
It'll always be-
Candyman, the classic, the
original-
legendary.
The original Candyman. Dude, when I saw that movie, man, I was
scary
like,
You
I
were scared?
was scared to go use the bathroom. You know, like I would pee
That's a good
outside
horror movie.
before I would enter my house, and like
It has an eerie
know
feeling
it's
to
good.
it.
yeah, like I was
does.
scared, dude. I was scared, man. I was scared of this movie, but yeah, I would like watch it so many times because I was like, this shit is so good.
Enticing.
It's like it's great. Like
You know,
man.
horror movies, I love horror movies. I've watched so many of them to where I don't even get scared anymore. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I just enjoy the feeling of feeling creeped out. Is that weird?
No, I mean I
that's
watched a lot too.
That's what Halloween's all about.
I like
Talk about
being
that
I like that feeling of like dark horror, just dark scary shit.
If it's scary, good. If it's not scary, then I'm be like, I just
Yeah,
wasted my
like,
damn time.
You ever
Like-
talk
Unless
to
it's
someone?
funny though.
Okay,
Unless
if
it's
it's
funny.
funny,
Like we just
then
watched
I'm like,
13
that's
Ghosts.
Oh
great.
yeah.
Super
I
fun.
want to talk
love
about that.
movie.
But I did want to
That's a
say, like, you
classic.
guys ever watch a horror film with somebody and they say, "I hate that movie. It's scary," but it's like it's supposed to
That's the-
scare you.
that's
It's
the
a horror
point.
movie. That means it's good.
Some people don't like being scared. I don't know
Oh,
what.
yeah,
I
they don't
know
like
why.
horror movies.
But what's your favorite one?
Well, I have a favorite horror movie. I don't know if I have a black favorite horror movie
Well,
because
what's
there
your
aren't
favorite
many.
horror movie? Then your favorite black.
Oh, Martyrs, this French horror movie. I think I've told this to you before.
heard about
I watch
that
a lot of
movie.
foreign films, and actually, fun fact. So the movie Martyrs, Jordan Peele actually had his cast for us watch Martyrs, which I thought was really interesting.
Really?
Yeah, but it's a great film. It's eerie, it's creepy, great story, and I really like it. That's my favorite horror movie. Black horror film. I don't know. I don't think I have one. I don't care for Candyman really. I mean, it's good. No, it's
start
good, but
fighting
I wouldn't
on
say it's my
camera.
favorite. That's what I meant to say. My bad.
You're just gonna shit on my black
Nah, it's good, but it's like I've seen so many horror movies though, you guys. Like I
don't care.
really
I
have
get it.
watched
I
a
get it.
lot of horror films
Yeah.
and seen a lot of good ones and bad ones. And so when I try to compare these movies in my mind, I'm like, that was good, but I can't compare it to this. So yeah, I don't have a favorite black horror film, but I do have a favorite horror film. Thus far, that could change though if I see one that's even better than that.
That's true.
That's fair.
It will change. Everything's
Yeah.
subject to change sometimes.
right.
I mean,
Change is what we're talking about. Things
Right.
is changing for the better.
I do want to say, because we do have to wrap this up, that Ramsteez does do music. I'll have his Spotify information, SoundCloud, all that stuff in the link in the description. And yeah, is there any last thing you wanted to say?
Yeah. As for representation, we need more Native Americans.
Ooh, yes, definitely.
We need more Native Americans.
Shout out to the Native
can get into
Americans.
this. Oh my god, we need to
We can do a whole topic,
on that
yeah,
one.
for sure.
By the way, in case you're curious, mine is Get Out. That's my favorite black horror movie.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
That one's a good one.
Great choice.
Yeah.
That'd probably be my favorite black horror movie. But
No,
that's
no,
more
you can't take
realistically,
his.
that's more like thriller mystery. If you even
That's
look at
true.
it, it's
His
not
suggestion.
necessarily
That's a good point.
horror.
Then
it's
Us,
like
then, I
thriller.
guess. Us is pretty horror.
I think that's thriller too, actually.
No, come on. There's so much uncanny
I'm gonna look it
shit.
up.
Okay,
Sure,
we'll
for
look
sure.
it up.
Get Out is thriller though.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
No,
We'll
that's
see, we'll see.
thriller mystery.
I don't know, the body swapping thing, that's pretty horrific. But I
mean,
guess
it's all
psychological
perception.
thriller. Okay, well, we gotta wrap
Hold
this
on, no, because I want to
He's
say
just
something real
shitting
quick.
on you.
Okay, okay.
So like, you know how he was talking about it's scary for black people to walk down the street and get shot.
Yeah.
Yes, that's scary. If you put that on film, that's a drama, not a horror.
That's a bold statement, Bryson.
That's what it would be though.
Is that
I
right?
mean-
Fruitvale Station.
I don't
That's
know.
scary in real life. Have you guys seen Fruitvale Station?
Yeah.
No.
But about a black dude who got shot, Oakland.
This is
Yes,
just
that's
off on
scary.
this.
True story. But it was a drama. That's a drama on film. See what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying.
See what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that.
I mean,
No,
if
I
you
think
can
I
make
see
it
where you're going
in the
with
right
that.
hands, you
I
can
do.
make that.
I mean, you can make it,
situation
of
a horror
course,
movie.
with the writing and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's not always gonna be a drama.
Well, it's like-
He just
yeah,
gets shot.
it
He's
depends.
like,
Yeah.
You being shot versus somebody else being shot.
Give me my Oscar.
It's like
different
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
feeling.
Anyways, yeah, we gotta go, you guys. Deuces.
But yeah, tell us your favorite horror. Tell us, answer our questions. We are not educated people at all.
Not at
We're
all.
not experts. I would
We're
like
not.
to hear what you have to say about it. So, see you next time.
Later, you guys.
Bye.
Peace.